Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to say Barakatah, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Bakar, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone that rule well, and salutations to the sincere Akiam that push this truth in all due diligence and sincerity. I'm the brother Awar from the GMS London camp. In this particular lesson, man, I just want to go into the pride of these women and why they're going to be destroyed, man, in these times that we're living in. I came across one particular video on the socials that was just going into the pride of the woman, man, and the fact that ultimately they raise monstrous sons. And I mean, we all know that to be the absolute fucking fact. You see how these young boys are acting out here. This is this panda pop sipping, coke guzzling generation of freaks, man. But it's because they were raised by harlots, and it's an absolute matter of fact. You see a Jake woman out and about with her child nowadays, you just automatically assume she's a baby mother with no father in the household, because this is the type of shit that is the norm nowadays. This is what's promoted through the media by Esau Edom. This is what these women degrade themselves to. I'm going to give you an example, a few scriptures that we're going to get into, and what I'm going to do is play this video of this Jake just getting into these women, cutting into them as a reference point, and you'll agree and resonate with every word that he says. Let's go.
Are the most dangerous thing for women, because what happens is women will tell a woman, girl, go out and live your life. So she's gonna go out and live her life. She's gonna fuck 20, 23, 27, 30, 35. Then she's gonna get 40 and be like, damn, I want to get married. And the men that wanted you at 20, that want to marry you when you were 20, they no longer want you. They want the younger female. And so now a lot of women are bitter and mean and get on these platforms and get on YouTube. I can't find man, they ain't shit. They ain't shit because you ain't shit pussy. I'm tired of going to parent-teacher conferences with my son, and I'm seeing all these women line up down the hallway, stressed out, leaning over on the fucking wall because they don't have no man. They made a mistake 12 years ago, 13 years ago. They had a one-night stand after the club, but fuck the dude that they said, oh, I can only just fuck him once. And now we have 70% of black moms that don't have a man, and these boys are being raised by women. And now these women have turned these boys into son husbands. And now they don't make them clean up. They don't have no structure. They don't go outside and play. They don't do nothing but sit on their asses. And then when they get older, they become the same men that their mamas hate. They're out here being Pookie and Ray Ray, fucking all the females, depending on females to take care of them. It's a shame that these boys are being raised by these single moms, and they taking up on the feminine characteristics of their fucking mama. Women are the most dangerous thing for women, because what happens is women will tell a woman, girl, go out and live your life. So she's gonna go out and live her life. She's gonna fuck 20, 23, 27, 30, 35. Then she's gonna get 40 and be like, damn, I want to get married. And the men that wanted you at 20, that want to marry you when you were 20, they no longer want you. They want the younger female. And so now a lot of women are bitter and mean and get on these platforms and get on YouTube. I can't find a man. They ain't shit. They ain't shit because you ain't shit pussy. I'm tired of going to parent-teacher conferences with my son, and I'm seeing all these women line up down the hallway, stressed out, leaning over on the fucking wall because they don't have no man. They made a mistake 12 years ago, 13 years ago. They had a one-night stand after the club, but fuck the dude that they said, oh, I can only just fuck him once. And now we have 70% of black moms that don't have a man, and these boys are being raised by women. And now these women have turned these boys into son husbands. And now they don't make them clean up. They don't have no structure. They don't go outside and play. They don't do nothing but sit on their asses. And then when they get older, they become the same men that their mamas hate. They're out here being Pookie and Ray Ray, fucking all the females, depending on females to take care of them. It's a shame that these boys are being raised by these single moms, and they taking up on the feminine characteristics of their fucking mama.
Facts. Absolute fucking facts. No word of a lie told, man. He put the flamethrower to those bitches. But it's the absolute facts, man. The black woman, especially, and we at the end of the day, that's Eve right there. Yeah, ain't shit, man. It's the absolute facts, man. Because ultimately, man, their role models ain't shit. Esau Edom puts the Nicki Minaj's, the Cardi B's, the Sexy Reds, the Megan Thee Stallions in front of these women, man. The Little Kims, the harlots, man. And in all honesty, you're rewarded to be a harlot, a degenerate in the society, both from the spectrum of men and women. So, Jake are inclined to do wickedness. They see that, they're having a field day. But at the end of the day, man, the righteous women are out there. hold tight, man. The Lord Yahweh Shai sees your efforts, and Lord willing, as long as you continue to maintain, you will be delivered, man. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, the 5th chapter, verse 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places. Talking about the last days in which we're in, man. A confusion in many places. You're gonna see places like London, Berlin, New York, the West, that ultimately are able to just watch the madness on TV and think, yeah, that's over there in the East. Yeah, they're gonna experience it, man. Worse than the plagues of Egypt. And ultimately, man, there's gonna be confusion in every city. People not knowing what to do, uprisings of the people, fires, man, and the fire shall be oft sent out again. There's gonna be a lot of uprisings, and the wild beasts shall change their places. You're gonna see a lot of beasts, even some newly created, man, out in the cities. You're gonna see like wild cats running around in towns. You're gonna see in some places you're gonna see behemoth. Some people are gonna come in contact with the sea merchant, man, Satan. The name escapes me in a minute. Salakio, but you're gonna see the sea merchant, man. Hey, the beasts of the earth are gonna reveal themselves, and these women out here are going to literally, man, Leviathan. That's it. Some people are gonna see Leviathan. The women of our people, the women of this world, man, are gonna realize that they ain't shit. That they need a man to protect them from the wind, man, and not just any man at that, an elect man of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, but a lot of them are gonna be discarded and thrown aside because they're pieces of shit. So scripture says, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. These women out here as well, man. These harlots, fucking anything that moves, man. That ultimately has some money or status. Yeah, they bring forth monsters. You heard what that Jake said. They bring forth Pookie and Ray Ray that are fucking on all the other younger women, basically continuing the cycle, man. And that's ultimately the position that our people are going to be in until the Lord destroys them. That's why we pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai consistently to bring the mercy kill for Israel, man. Because there ain't no fixing these niggas. You think you can go out there right now and speak to black women and tell them to stop being harlots. Vibes Cartel, that demon, just got released from prison. And all these so-called Christian women are waiting to go skin it out at his concert, man. Every other story you see is them wearing pom-pom shorts, getting ready to go be harlots because the sun's coming back out. Because our women are hoes, man. Yeah, you gotta understand that our women ain't shit. We don't have women in this society, man. These black women are harlots, bro. They're absolute fucking demons. But like it says in Isaiah the 32nd chapter, and the man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, the dark, stressful times that are coming, man. A man's going to be needed, man, to protect these women. And a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water on a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Like a man is going to literally be like shade in a desert for a woman, man, in these times to come. But a lot of these women ultimately have done wickedness to men. That's why when the time of judgment comes, there's going to be men looking for them, man. Verse 9, rise up ye women that are at ease. Had men on child support, had different men paying for their meals and then ghosting them and giving them no play, talking about them in the girls group chat, all of that bullshit that occurs in this society. Rise up ye women that are at ease on benefits right now because the government's paying your Section 8 or your housing benefit, so you don't want to work more than 16 hours a week, because if you do that, then ultimately you're going to fuck up your government payment. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless women, you stupid whores, man, that feel like you're going to be able to ride the curtails of men forever. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come, and your beauty is eventually going to fail you also, man. A lot of men are going to be out here attacking these women in these last days. I'm just letting you know what's actually going to be happening. Not saying, hey, we're going to be far away from that, but a lot of these men are going to be out here taking out the frustration on these whores, man. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make ye bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. Yeah, basically, ultimately, put on your garment of mourning, because it's going to be evil, dark times that you're living through. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Yeah, you're gonna be out there thinking about when times were semi-sweet, wishing for it to go back to that, man. But the good times ain't gonna come. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. But it ain't gonna come, man. It ain't gonna come. Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars. Yeah. And Israel's a people before it's a place. Wherever Jacob at, man, it's gonna be absolute hell, man. Either you bow down to Esau and still catch hell anyway, or ultimately, man, you suffer, man, at the hands of the wicked, because the Lord ain't gonna be with a lot of you. The Lord's servants are gonna eat, but you women are gonna be out here starving unless you got a man of the Lord with you, or ultimately unless you're one of the rare women out here that are actually righteous and of the elect number, man, because there are women of the elect. But it says here, upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars, yea, upon all the houses of joy, and in the joyous city, the mouth is going to be cut down, because the palaces shall be forsaken, the multitude of the city shall be left. People are going to be destitute, no trucks coming in delivering goods, no shipments. The forts and the towers shall be for dens forever. A joy of wild asses, a pasture of flocks. The beasts of the earth are going to overtake a lot of these buildings. Areas like, can you imagine that? It will happen. Areas like Canary Wharf just left destitute. Nobody going down into the east end of the city, man, into the financial services sector. All that's left is foxes and cats and dogs just running through there, man, ripping up bins, looking for food, scavenging. You're gonna have some wild cats out there also. Real dark times, man. You got a lot of women that live in those areas, those mad tower blocks, the Stratfords, the Cannon Towns, the Canary Wharfs. Love the image, love the bravado of living in some man's penthouse. All of that is going to come, all of that is going to fill you, because you trust in man. Or not even the man, you trust in your beauty, I should say, rather than in your how Bashim Hawashai. You try to manipulate man, therefore you're gonna get caught out there, man. And you women are gonna be made an example out of, man. In Ezekiel the 9th chapter, it says women and maids for a reason. So I'll say that. Isaiah 3:16. Moreover, the Lord Yahweh saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, the Israelite woman, and walk with stretched forth necks. That stupid black girl attitude with the long neck and looking about, swiveling their head like you're better than the men that you're walking past, with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, undisciplined eyes, looking for the next Pookie and Ray Ray to breed you up so you so you can have your fourth child and benefits or whatever. Walking and mincing as they go. I mean, you can visualize it, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore, the Lord Yahweh will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion. Yeah, fuck your hair up. And the Lord Yahweh will discover their secret parts, causing a rent to come out your secret parts, and that's ultimately why you see Jake women, man, up in the Elam stores making Elam millionaires off the so-called black dollar, pound and black dollar, which is Jake. But like, you see these so-called black women making Elam rich off buying that synthetic hair, man, or like sometimes the actual hair that those Elamites back home are giving up and shipping over, because a woman's glory is her hair, man. And ultimately, these black women, I mean, seeing a black woman with hair past their ears, bro, is in itself a miracle in this time that we're living in, because ultimately a lot of them are fucking their hair up with these chemicals, doing all sorts of shit to destroy their natural beauty with this makeup, putting on makeup which actually causes spots, that the same shit that they're trying to conceal. But that's the nature of a backwards nature of a woman, man. There's a African proverb, so-called African proverb, West Coast Jake, and he says God gave woman eyebrows, they shave it off and cut and paint and draw new ones. He gave them breasts, they cut, they input fake ones. He gave them bum, they put fake ones. My friend, who are you to think if God can't make them happy? And of course, the Lord made them subject to vanity. He can make them happy if he wants to, but he said, hey, if the Most High can't make them happy, who are you to think you can? And obviously, take that with a pinch of salt. The Lord can make them perfect, and in the land of Israel, they will be perfect. But think about that, man. If the Lord created these women, especially to be subject to vanity like they are, who are you to think that you're gonna be able to find a righteous woman? Hey, King Solomon said he did an experiment with his women, man, and out of 1,000 women, he found not one righteous. Think about that. With the men, at least, he found a small sanctuary of men that could be considered righteous, but with the women, absolutely none of them. And he was the king of Israel. We're in captivity. I mean, I ain't got to say no more. Therefore, the Lord Yahweh will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord Yahweh will discover their secret parts. That's right. In that day, the Lord Yahweh will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their calls and their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, all of those stupid, loud, bangling jewels that these women wear, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles and wimples and the crispin pins, the glasses, the fine linen, and the hoods and the veils, all of the stuff that these women like to wear to put on that fake facade of beauty. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be a stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girdle, a sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Let's read that again. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well set hair, baldness, fucked up, and instead of a stomacher, a girdle of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Oh man, these women are gonna be fucking through, man. I tell you that for a fact. For absolute facts. Absolute facts. The Lord is gonna make an example out of these women, man. And we're here to see it, man. We're gonna be here to see it. Look at this, man. You had an example here in King Solomon. 2 women fighting over a child, and you'll see the wickedness in one of the women, man. That you'll see. But this is the nature of a woman, and that the Lord's gonna give us the power, even beyond what we got now, to discern that, man. A lot of these women are gonna be getting left behind. You see, when the Lord beautifies us, His hopeful elects, man, that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Ra'azah will be of those men. We're gonna be able to discern through all of these wicked women, man. And I'm telling you, we're gonna have more than our hearts could desire in terms of women hollering and trying to get saved. A lot of them are going to get left to be destroyed on this side. 1 Kings 3:16. Then came there 2 women that were harlots unto the king and stood before him. And the one woman said, O my lord, I and this woman dwell in one house, so we live together, and I was delivered of a child with her in the house. Yeah, I gave birth to a child. And it came to pass that the 3rd day after I delivered, this woman was delivered also, so she gave birth. And we were together 3 days apart, the children were. There was no stranger with us in the house, save we 2 in the house. And this woman's child died in the night because she overlaid it. So one of the harlots was, careless and rolled over and squashed her child and killed it during the night in her sleep. And she arose at midnight and took my son from beside me while thine handmaid slept, and laid it in her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom. The mentality of a woman, bro. They're not even loyal to themselves, man. And when I rose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, it was dead. But when I considered it in the morning, it was not my son which I did bear. And this is what women were doing. She was gonna live her whole life with a son that wasn't hers, just so that she wouldn't have to admit that she killed her son. And she would have taken that woman's son and had her mourning, and probably had her go and bury the child, knowing it was her child. This is what women were doing back then. Yeah, this is the kind of shit women do. Like, they just love drama, they love confusion, they love wickedness. And this is back then. So think about now. And when I arose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, it was dead. But when I had considered it in the morning, behold, it was not my son which I did bear. And the other woman said, Nay, but the living is my son, and the dead is thy son. And this said, No, but the dead is thy son, and the living is my son. Thus they spake before the king. So, they were just bitching, going back and forth. Then said the king, King Solomon, the one saith, This is my son that liveth, and thy son is the dead. And the other saith, Nay, but thy son is the dead, and my son is the living. And the king said, Bring me a sword. And they brought a sword before the king. And the king said, Divide the living child in two, and give one half to the one half to the other. So King Solomon went raw with it. He said, Cut the child in half then. Then spake the woman whose the living child was unto the king, for her bowels yearned upon her son. And she said, O my lord, give it her the living child, and in no wise slay it. But the other said, Let it be eat neither mine nor thine, but divide it. So, the wicked woman, or the more wicked one, I should say, was I'm joking, but the wicked woman was basically like, yo, fuck it, kill the child then, so neither of us have a child, we'll split the child. She had no wisdom. She let her emotions, which she's run by, take over. And that's how King Solomon was able to discern ultimately that she wasn't the mother, man. But the other said, Let it be neither mine nor thine, but divide it. Then the king answered and said, Give her the living child, talking about the woman that wanted it, wanted the life of the child spared, and in no wise slay it. She is the mother thereof. And all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king, for they saw that the wisdom of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, was in him to do judgment. You see, that other harlot, both of them couldn't control their emotions. One of them, because of the fact that she yearned for the child and had strong emotions for it, said, No, let the child live. Let her have it. Fuck it. Don't kill the child. And then ultimately, the one who was faking funk said, Yeah, man, fuck it. Do it. But she gave herself up. And these women ultimately, man, if you pay attention, these women will always give themselves up through their emotions because they can't help it. They're wicked and they're run by emotions. And, the mind, man, and the King James, it will refer to it as the heart, but it's talking about the mind, the love. The mind is desperately wicked. And that's talking even about the man. So imagine the woman, man. That's all I want to say. These women are going to get judged, man. Two-thirds of women of Israel are going to be destroyed. A large proportion of them are the women, man. A lot of women are going to die in these last days, man. And they're going to die grievous deaths also. It's written, man. The time of judgment is on this way. Believe that. You better believe that, man. Real heavy judgment is coming, man. Especially for these women. Hey, stay strong, Akyam. Hey, you brothers that are out here not really getting played from these women, you better believe your time's coming, man. Listen, just stay righteous, keep doing what you need to do. And the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai will look after you, man. These women are going to come begging and bowing in the time to come. Shalom, Akyam. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Barakatam. Shalom.